follow that. Wish we got more water.
Is our audio on?
Yeah. The stick's still off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
The video will be better down there.
Let's just not make a scene because they don't think we went down here yet.
Okay. We'll cross over here?
Yeah, but do you think we could see something?
Yeah, look.
Abby, stop.
What?
Don't go any further yet. I don't want them to kick. Stop. I don't want them to kick us off before I even set my camera down.
Why would they take us off? This is the radius.
Oh, right here?
No, it's further.
Oh, no, I know, but. I just want to get some.
If you set up right there, you can get the others. This side is better. No, look, but this side is better. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
This house right here?
Yeah, you can just set up anywhere. We're just going to start bringing some vehicles in here. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Dylan, we're streaming.
That's cool. Well, I want them to see a clear image.
If you're watching, photojournalist Dylan Moen is cleaning the camera lens because of how humid it is out here. But if you're watching us online, thanks for joining. This is Abigail Velez with CBS Austin News. We're live in Leander tonight on Coral Valley Drive and Osage Drive in South Leander. And what you're looking at is a heavy fire and police presence investigating what police are calling a home explosion. Right now, we just arrived on scene. I've spoken with the Leander Police Department, and they tell me that the only updates they will be giving us tonight will come through social media. They say they're not going to have a press conference this evening, so the details that we have are extremely limited.
Hi, Mom.
As you can see, we have drivers here in the area. We also have a lot of neighbors. I'm sure you can't see them from this vantage point, but there are a lot of residents in this neighborhood standing off to the sidewalk. Reason being is police and fire have evacuated several homes in this area so far. Again, we just arrived on scene. We're getting very limited information, so it's hard to exactly tell you which house exactly experienced a home explosion. It's hard to tell you how many homes were evacuated and which of those homes were actually evacuated, but what I can tell you is that police is reporting a suspected home explosion. I also learned from police officers that they're in contact with other law enforcement agencies. I asked if that included Texas DPS. They told me it was not DPS, but after that they told me that I could not ask what other agencies they're working with or how many other law enforcement agencies they're working with. Again, extremely limited details right now, but we do know that several neighbors and residents in this area have been evacuated from their homes because of this home explosion. We don't know what home exactly that was, but we have seen investigators behind me in several of the homes on Coral Valley Drive interviewing people. It looks like they're taking down witness accounts, it looks like, and they're also in and out of a few homes in this area. But again, we can't exactly tell you which home was affected. And the good news of this is that it's not exactly obvious either. We can't see a home that looks flattened or damaged, at least not from this vantage point. I also asked neighbors within, I would say, a 1 mile radius, even just a few feet away from where the heaviest law enforcement presence is, if they had heard a loud sound, if they heard a boom. They tell me that they actually didn't. All they noticed was that they heard a lot of sirens. They saw this police presence in their backyard and they realized that something was happening. But as far as I can see, again, nothing extremely alarming. I can't see any homes that have been incredibly damaged. But again, a heavy police presence here on Coral Valley Drive. If you can hear those pops, I think I'm hearing them as well. And I have to say, I assume that is fireworks, given that the 4th of July is tomorrow. Police don't seem to be alarmed by those pops, so I'm going to follow their lead. So if you hear those, please do not panic. Oh, sorry. Hi, he told you no presser. Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you
He
too.
said no plans of a presser.
No, basically they didn't have any information either. So the other police was saying possibly a staging area somewhere on Osage or something.
Yeah,
so.
which is right up here. And I just figured, let's just stay right here.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
makes sense.
I'm gonna go beside this detective car.
Okay.
This side again.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
I think we got none of this because we were over here.
I agree. You live right here?
No,
On the other side?
like in the next subdivision over.
Did you hear anything? I know, that's what I'm hearing too. And I figured if it was a massive one, you would have heard it.
Yeah.
So what did you notice? You just saw the police coming around?
No, my wife she went over to her friends tonight and she was like, hey, there was an explosion in our neighborhood. I was like, I didn't even hear it. So.
Well,
yeah.
thank God. That's good news that you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can tell her that you're safe. Are we in your way?
No, you're good.
Okay.
No, you're good. I'm just out here being a nosy neighbor.
I know, and I get to do it for a living. I'm lucky.
Yeah, and I work for Texas Gas, and so I'm like,
Oh,
that's-
you're like, uh-oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not what happened, but
They're giving us almost zero details. We don't know which home it happened at. We don't know how many homes were evacuated. And I assume we're not going to get a cause for a while. Hi. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. This is Abigail Velez with CBS Austin News. Thanks for tuning into our live stream. If you're just joining us right now, we are live in Leander. We are on Coral Valley Drive and Hilltop Climb Drive. We are at the scene of a heavy police and fire presence where officials say they are investigating a home explosion in the area. We do not have a lot of details from law enforcement at this time. We have spoken to several officers on the scene with Leander PD, and they're telling us that a press conference will not be happening tonight, which completely limits us of providing information to you. But here's what we can tell you. We do have several police and fire units here in Leander, Texas, investigating a home explosion. Several homes in the area have been evacuated. We've seen a lot of neighbors standing on the sidewalk and just viewing this massive scene of law enforcement officials. A lot of them are confused, and a lot of people that I've spoken with in the area say they didn't even hear an explosion. We, I would say, are really at the outskirts of the heaviest part of the police presence on Coral Valley Drive, and even the people living just a few feet away tell me they did not hear any type of boom or blast. I have seen investigators go in and out of several homes on this street and investigate homeowners and people in the residence. But again, several people and homes have been evacuated. We can't tell you exactly which home has suffered this explosion. Police are not releasing that information to us, and they're also not allowing us to go deeper into the scene. We're essentially on the outskirts of the scene right now. Again, I did speak to several law enforcement officers, and one thing I did want to note to you is they told me that several law enforcement agencies are working with them right now. I asked them if Texas DPS was one of them. They told me that Texas DPS was not one of them, but they did say that several other law enforcement agencies are alongside them during this active scene. I haven't noticed any labeled units here. I haven't seen any other like SWAT enforcement here or anything of that nature. And they also didn't want to release to me what law enforcement agencies were here with them, but we do know that there's an investigation ongoing and it's still in its very preliminary stages, but they're giving us almost no information. So all we can really show you is what we're looking at so far. We've spoken to neighbors here who say that this was completely caught off guard. They didn't hear an explosion. I talked to one neighbor who says that they were shocked that this even happened because they didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. They just saw a massive law enforcement presence arrive and figured that something terrible had happened. We have a lot of people driving around in this neighborhood. A lot of people circling. There's a lot of curiosity here. And I'm assuming that there's still very limited detail because, again, law enforcement is not telling us exactly what has happened here tonight.
Are y'all still live?
We're streaming, so you can walk in and out.
Walk out of frame. I'll probably talk on here for a second and then kind of show. So it'll be.
You do go this way.
Yeah.
Excuse me, officer. I know that you're not working alongside Texas DPS. Could you tell me which law enforcement agency is helping you out right now? Is it SWAT?
No. But I don't know who else here, but I don't believe anybody from DPS is here.
Okay. Yeah, I had figured not DPS, but I was just trying to figure out which other. And is it just Leander right now? We're limited to Leander?
No, there's more than Leander here, but I don't know who else.
You don't know who else. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's Yeah, we're at Hilltop Climb Drive. That's where I'm standing. This is the road you hear see behind me. And there's a heavy police presence. We've seen firefighters out here as well. Take a look at the scene. We don't have a lot of information just yet. We are trying to figure out where the briefing area is going to be to find out that information. But just from some officers on the scene, they tell us that there was an explosion inside
Hi there.
of a home
Do you
here
live around?
on the road.
I live like 3 blocks north. I didn't really hear anything.
I know,
I just saw the commotion and wanted to walk by and see what's going on.
That's so interesting. I've spoken to people who live on the corner of the street and people who live maybe like a block away, and nobody has heard anything.
A lot of questions.
I know. I'm very curious about that. Well, I'm glad you're safe.
Thank you.
Looking at the scenes, they're very active. There were some evacuations underway, according to the Leander Police Department Facebook page. So we're not seeing people kind of in that area. I'm assuming they might have moved away. So keeping you up to speed with the very latest here. Hoping to hear from the police here very soon. And once we do, we'll be sure to let you know. Reporting live to Bill Ramon, the KXAN News.
Aaron recommended we could try going. So I sent her this. So that was possible, at least on the map. It says there's.
Hello, excuse me. Hi. This is y'all's home. You live right here? I'm Abigail. I'm with CBS Austin. Did y'all hear anything at all?
Heard nothing.
I know. And you live right here. Yes, we're getting reports of a home explosion. Police said that there was a home explosion here on this street a little further up, but they're not telling us which specific house.
Yeah.
We know that some houses were evacuated. They're not telling us how many.
Was it big? That big? Nobody heard
Well,
it.
nobody heard it. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what people
I'm
heard.
assuming there was a fire, and maybe one of the components or something in the house exploded,
Okay. Yeah.
just localized, so nobody would have heard it.
Which is what we're
Our neighbor
hoping.
across the street from the house, he said they didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
Directly across the street
pretty
from the
much.
house.
Yeah.
That's. Did they evacuate him? Do you know?
No,
They did not evacuate him.
I don't
Not
think
from
so.
not from not
He's
from
on
what
the
he
other
said.
side of the street, maybe that's why.
They might have evacuated the neighbors, but not across the way.
Oh, so that's like this house. Like if a house was right here in front of you.
Maybe the
It-
third
so it's like
third
probably
one on the left side.
Oh,
further up even. Maybe 5 houses.
I think if it was a massive explosion, they definitely would have evacuated him because that seems still fairly close.
Yeah.
And nobody is talking about it.
And nobody
We
heard,
tried
like
to
the one,
ask.
the
Yeah.
explosion that happened a few months ago
In Austin,
We
exactly.
heard it here.
That one
Really?
Was, that one was no,
Yeah,
not just
because-
heard it, felt it. It shook the house. It felt like an
It shook, yeah.
earthquake.
So it's
Wow.
impossible to have something big here
And
and
not
nobody feel it.
exactly.
Because
I
it was a
understand.
phone that it was exploding.
It's
Uh-huh.
exploded in that other one.
Yes. Yes.
So this has to be kind of electronics thing that they called in. My
But it
thing
wouldn't
exploded.
be that big. It's been 2 hours like this.
Oh, it's been 2 hours since this has been.
I think so, yeah. We were out when
What
we
time
came
we
and they
left?
were already
Yeah.
here, so.
I tried to get a view because they're not letting us any deeper. So I tried to see maybe get something from the backyard, but the fences are so high and we can't. So it's hard to tell which house exactly. So we don't know.
I couldn't even see it from here. So.
Wow. Okay. I was wondering if you were leaving because they were evacuating y'all. That's why I
No,
just
oh
figured
no,
that out.
yeah. No, they're just visiting and they were heading out.
Wow, what a time to visit!
I know.
What an interesting time to
Well,
visit.
You know what? We were lucky. We ended up,
excitement.
Yes.
we were going to Costco.
Uh-huh.
On our way going back, we saw a lot of police cars coming. And we don't remember the time when we left. Do you remember what time was it? I don't remember. But when we came back, actually,
5:30.
was it? Yeah.
Wow. So this has been going.
No, we
Yeah.
came back and it was
When
already.
we, yeah.
Yeah, probably what came around 8.
Maybe, yeah. This is what she's trying to say, around 5:30, but now it's too much. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. Sorry to bother you. Thanks for your info. Yeah. Okay. Safe travel. See you later. Bye. Yeah. You too.
I'm not trying to be evasive, I swear to God.
Yeah, I understand.
There's things in place right now, and those things are taking time, and
Yeah.
there's no timeline on those. But I promise you, as soon as we have a complete picture of what occurred, we'll put out a press release.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I have to push and you have
I
to.
know, I know.
Okay.
But what I'm not going to do is give little tidbits of information all throughout the night, as opposed to just the facts. Because right now, all I know is what we put on social media,
Yeah.
and I know nothing else other than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yep. Go
Sorry
live
about
right
that.
here.
I know.
Oh,
No info?
You got everything. Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty much.
Hi, I'm Abigail with CBS Austin.
Mike Moeller, nice to meet you.
Nice.
Hang
Oh.
on, let's do that a little bit better. There we go.
Okay,
There we go.
beautiful.
There you go.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been talking to all your officers, and all of us have been pressing and
I know.
no info.
I can't. Honestly, there's nothing I can give you other than what we put out on the social media already.
Okay.
Okay?
And the updates will come through social media, no
Yes, ma'am.
presser.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if tomorrow was a regular day, more than likely I would have no problem giving you on camera or Zoom, where I've done it before. You know, I know several of the reporters here locally, but given that tomorrow's a holiday, and if you want to wait till Monday, I'll do something on camera. But as far as tomorrow, I'll probably come out and just written form only.
Well, we'll definitely pull you on Monday if possible. If
I
you're
know
free.
you will. I
Yeah,
know
we'll
you
definitely do that.
Do you have a card
I do not with me. Well, let me check, see if I got one here. Hang on a second.
or number?
Y'all
not a
have been
problem.
here for a while. Are the homes that were evacuated, they're able to go back home?
Some of them, not all of them.
Okay.
Oh, so some people are still out. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna go ahead and say no on that card. No,
Okay.
you're not. But last name Moeller, M-O-H-L-E-R.
Sorry. So.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Good.
Armando, good to see you.
Mike
in
Moeller,
person.
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
We've
you.
done a few.
Yeah, we've talked. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lieutenant, I feel like I've talked to you as well.
You
Maybe
may have.
several emails.
I try to be as cooperative as I can.
Thank
I promise
you. No,
you.
we appreciate
What's
it.
your number?
512-966-1381.
Maybe you can text on us.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Sam, I'm blown away. Do y'all have any more than
No
just
more
that
updates.
home
Yeah,
explosion? That's
absolutely.
it?
Yeah, well, other than what we put out on social media, that's all.
Got
we
it.
got.
Can
Yeah.
you at least tell us which side of the street it's on? Left side, right side?
It is on the. Hold on. Right there.
Right side. Anyway, which one? Got it.
This side of the street.
Yes, sir.
You know, nobody heard anything. Is it safe to say it was fairly small? Like, I'm talking to people right
That's
here.
what I'm saying. I don't know. I
Oh,
really
I'm
don't
sorry.
know. Yeah.
Lieutenant, I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I really, once again, it sounds like I'm being evasive. If we've corresponded via email, you will know that I try and be as cooperative with you guys
Yeah, absolutely.
as I can. 'Cause I know you have a job to do. And if I had information that I could give you, I promise you I would.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
Because it's not just for you guys, it's also for the people out here.
Yeah.
Let them know a little bit more calm, a little more safety, if you will.
Of course.
But I just don't want to put out information or assumptions. So
Understood.
facts on it. Facts on it.
Do we know if it's a threat to the public? Should they be worried?
No.
Okay.
Right now, no.
Okay, so we could report that. There's
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no ongoing threat.
Police lieutenant.
Y'all have been here for about 5 hours?
What time is it? What's
It's 9:30.
No. I don't know exactly what time the call came in. Sergeant Doyle, do you know what time the call came in, sir? Appreciate it.
And you said I know some homes were evacuated. Have some been returned home or something?
I'm not 100%.
Okay.
But I can tell you what time the call came in. That's what he's looking for now.
All right.
That was so good. Just keep pressing.
I'm not going to ask you about injuries unless you know of any.
Not that I'm going to release at this point.
Okay. The law enforcement agency y'all are working alongside?
Everybody got here about the same.
Everyone got here. Okay.
All right, ladies. Thank you very
Okay,
much. Appreciate
thank
it.
you,
All right,
Lieutenant.
guys.
Thank you for being so gracious. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Officer Doyle, thank you. You're the man. We appreciate you. Okay, let me find my photographer. Hi. Excuse me. Demo, could you get that light back up? I have an update for the people who are watching us on our stream. Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is Abigail Velez with CBS Austin. We are streaming on all of our online platforms. If you were listening in just now, you were listening to Leander, Lieutenant Mike Moeller. He gave us the information that he could give us. You could probably hear myself and a few other reporters pressing him for as much information as we could possibly get, given that there won't be a presser happening tonight, and he said likely not tomorrow either. But we did get some more information. Here's what we know. We know that it happened on this side of Hilltop Climb Drive. If we're looking at Hilltop Climb Drive, this is the right side of, excuse me, I see some neighbors and I'm going to try to see if I can speak with them because they might know more than I do. Sorry, I was going to head up here. Sorry. I see them at the front of their house. Police said I can't go any further. Let me see. Well, I'm not going to shout, so it was a valiant effort. Anyways, we know that it happened on this right-hand side of Hilltop Climb Drive. They did not want to specify which house specifically that was. They did confirm that, of course, it was a home explosion. Can you see me? Did y'all hear anything? You didn't hear anything. Well, I'm glad you all are safe. Sorry I tried to bother you. They didn't let me, but I appreciate you. So if this is the corner house on Hilltop Climb Drive, and this is the side of the street where police say it happened, and even neighbors right here, which there are a few houses down from where the center of the action is, they said they did not hear anything. That is the common theme that I've been noticing with all the neighbors in this area, is that they tell me they didn't hear anything. If you heard me just a few minutes ago, we were speaking with Leander Lieutenant Mike Moeller, who said, I can't tell you how big the explosion was. And I said, well, Lieutenant, if you've heard a lot of people in this area say they didn't hear anything, he said, yeah, I can't tell you how big or small the explosion was. So there's that. But we also learned that some of the homes that were evacuated earlier have been able to return. Some are still outside of their homes, but some actually have been able to return. They also tell me that they arrived here. The call came in at about 7 o'clock, and that's when law enforcement agencies responded. We're talking about Leander Fire, Leander Police, and we also know they're working with another law enforcement agency, but they're not exactly revealing to me which law enforcement agency that is, but that's pretty much the extent of the information that we've gotten so far. Another key piece of information, there's not an ongoing threat to the public, which is great news for people living in the area. The bad news is that there's a lot of confusion lingering, not just with reporters and media like myself, but even some residents. A lot of the people I've spoken to on the street say, we didn't hear anything. We're not necessarily sure what's going on. We just saw lights in our street and we figured that we want to stop by and watch the commotion. These homeowners, just to the left of me, are on the street where this home explosion happened, and they say, we didn't hear anything. So the investigation is ongoing. It's still in its very preliminary stages. Lieutenant Mike Moeller said that if tomorrow weren't a holiday, possibly he'd be doing a presser, but because it's a holiday, of course, he'll be releasing a press release with more information, but tonight it looks like that's the extent of what we're going to get. There still is a heavy police presence. We don't see as many Leander Fire and Rescue and EMS here. I did also press Lieutenant for information on injuries. He said he is not going to give out even the basics at this time. We couldn't even confirm if there were injuries, but again, he declined to confirm. The majority of the police presence is further down Hilltop Climb Drive and Coral Valley Drive. They have this entire area blocked off. If you tuned in a few minutes ago, you saw that I tried to take a few steps heading up Hilltop Climb Drive, and I got reprimanded, so I'm not going to try that again. But they're really keeping us right here on the side of the street, so this is the best shot that we could possibly give you while still remaining safe and listening to law enforcement in the area. So the good news is that Dylan is using his very expensive camera equipment, and he's going to try to zoom in to get you a better shot than my eyesight or descriptive words could possibly give you. I do still see that's like the only fire truck that we still see lingering in this area. We haven't heard sirens anymore. We know that a few officers actually left the scene. I think I see some firefighters. Can you zoom into that, Dylan? I'm going to stand behind your, well, let me see. Can you go more to the left? Further left a little bit? Okay, there we go. We see a firefighter. He's wearing a firefighter. Okay, we see several of them. And they're in full gear. They're checking, I don't think they're checking out that car, but they're standing there, and that's Leander Fire personnel. And they're in full gear right now. You see another firefighter walking up to the scene, and I have seen them walk in and out of several homes, to be honest. It hasn't been one concentrated home, so that's something to take note of as well. We know that they've been here since 7 p.m. this evening, but we don't know how long they will continue to be here. Of course, the investigation is ongoing, but we don't know when the field operation will wrap up. So we don't. We do not know how long firefighters anticipate to stay on the scene. We also don't know how long law enforcement will be on the scene. These are questions that we tried to press Lieutenant Mike Moeller for. He did not want to answer. He said that the investigation was still preliminary. Another question I've gotten from people who are not on the scene right now is, does it smell like gas? It does not smell like gas. There's actually no odor in the air. No smoke, no gas. Actually, one of the neighbors that live in this area biked here and said, you know, I live down the street. I came up here and I know that a home explosion happened, but I wanted to know what happened because I work for Texas Gas. So I wanted to make sure everything was all right. Of course, we don't know the cause of the explosion. We don't know who exactly is involved, what entities or what variables were in play with this explosion. But that one neighbor rolled up and was concerned a bit that it had to do with his company. Again, we have no information on what this could have possibly been. Have you talked to some neighbors?
Yeah, I talked to one woman who was evacuated.
Oh, actually, come with me. Hi, everyone. This is, we're streaming. This is Abigail Velas with CBS Austin, joined here with Andrew Freeman, also with CBS Austin. You talked to neighbors. What did they say? Okay, I can hold it.
Okay. No. I just talked to a neighbor, Amelia Kelly Montez. I hope I'm saying her name right.
Montez, yeah.
Yeah, she was evacuated a little more than an hour ago. She says she's still waiting to get home, trying to figure out what happened. No, they haven't let her back yet. She says it was raining pretty at the time. She wasn't sure if she heard thunder or fireworks.
Yeah.
She isn't sure she heard the explosion at all.
Right.
But obviously she was close enough that she said she got a knock on her door from police. Who evacuated her, and she's older. She was concerned for her safety, and happily got out of there.
Yeah.
She said now she's just waiting to get back into her home.
That's interesting. We've also talked to people in this area, and I was actually just talking to these homeowners right here, and they didn't hear anything either. They weren't close enough to be evacuated. I think Miss Montes was, close enough that she had to be evacuated.
Kelly
but
Montes.
Kelly.
Calia Montes.
Calia
I think
Montes.
that's the one name, yeah.
Oh, Calia Montes.
Yeah.
Okay, shout out. And so, anyways, they didn't hear anything either. So I asked Lieutenant Mike Moeller with Leander Police, was it a sizable explosion? If nobody heard it, must have been somewhat small. And he wasn't giving into our pressing questions. So.
Yeah, no, it definitely interesting. I also saw a lot of people just on my walk over here that were walking. I think the flashing lights are more of a draw than anything. I mean, the people aren't sure what happened. A lot of people are out, they see the cameras. Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, for sure.
It's obviously a very big neighborhood too. I mean, just even driving to get to this street.
Yeah,
to go. So there's obviously a lot of people here, and not sure what they heard or saw, but it's.
You know what else is interesting?
Everyone's hoping everyone's okay from what I'm hearing. I just talked to one neighbor who's just like, I hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, so that's one thing I did ask Lieutenant, and he said he was not going to confirm any injuries. He didn't want to comment on that at this time. But at least for me, I can't smell anything. Gas, smoke. Firefighters are here, and they're quite active right behind us. But I can't smell anything. Are your senses better than mine?
I just came from the other side of this. Like if we just
on the top of Hilltop.
Right, at the top of Hilltop, and it's just as quiet over there. No, I can't say I heard or smelled anything, but it certainly is just as quiet over there. They've got some police. They've got a fire truck over there. And
is it that same fire truck, or is there an additional one on the other side?
I think that's the same fire truck.
I knew it. See, because I did say, I think that's the only fire truck that I've seen here. And of course we have fire and rescue, but they're not fire trucks. It's just that one up there.
Yeah, no, a couple cop cars. Talked to the police that were over there. They're very nice. They were telling me that this is where they're staging, but it doesn't sound like there's going to be any kind of press conference or any kind of official information tonight, is what they were telling me.
That's what I'm guessing too. All right, well, you're needed elsewhere, buddy. Thanks for the chat. Hi. Good to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
How are you?
Tired.
Oh, I know. All right.
So you guys want to go to the other road, exactly where that fire truck is? You gotta walk around the block.
I want to go live right here.
Yeah.
I see some funny girls in the area. Hi, girls. Sorry to bother you. My name's Abigail. I'm with CBS Austin. Do y'all live in the area?
Yeah, I live down the street. Yeah.
Oh my God! And you didn't hear anything?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Wow. What made y'all come out? Did you see the lights?
She told me and I hopped in my car.
You're like, well, let's go.
We saw the lights and we were like, let's just get on the scooter. I said, I'm gonna get on my electric
So it's less
scooter.
nosy in the car.
Exactly, because then if we get in the car, we're gonna have to park and come over here. I said,
Scooter makes sense.
Exactly. I was like, this is more nonchalant nosy.
Yeah. And y'all live right down the street?
Yeah.
Wow. Parents say anything?
No, I told my mom, I said, I need to go see a house that blew up. And she said, what? And I just left.
She was like, what happened? And we were like, I don't know, the neighborhood website saying a meth explosion. And she was like, in
not
the
the rumors.
neighborhood. Yeah, I know, there's already so many rumors.
The thing is, we don't know. We have no idea
Yeah, well,
what it could have been.
you know, in this neighborhood, there's a lot of
A
speculation
while
already.
ago, another house blew up in the other neighborhood. but that was from like propane gas.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
I think you're talking about the Austin one
Yeah,
that
that
happened
one.
not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
a while ago I was at home and there was like a gas leak on my street. I live on Scott Pony right over there. And my mom called me and she was like, they're having people like evacuate in the neighborhood, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. They like knocked on the door, but I was in the shower and
When that happened, could you smell? I mean, obviously, could you smell the gas?
I mean, I thought I smelled gas, and then I just kind of thought I was just being crazy. Like I checked my gas, but
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, thanks for the info.
yeah,
Just
if you
talking to
want to put
people
me on the
air.
news, let me know.
Well, we're streaming if you'd like to.
Oh, sure,
Okay, guys.
absolutely.
She got some stuff to say. I know she does.
Dylan, I want to stay in this area for my live shot. What are you doing? Oh, sure, yeah. Okay, perfect. So we're streaming online. This isn't necessarily TV, but. Okay, hey guys, we're in our last few minutes of the stream. This is Abigail Velas with CBS Austin. I'm joined here. If you guys want to give me your first names.
Vanessa.
And Henna.
Okay, Vanessa and Hannah.
Henna.
Yeah. Vanessa and Hannah, y'all live in the area. I know I was asking you if you had heard a sound or anything, but essentially, what do you guys make of this situation? What's going through y'all's minds?
I think either like a gas leak, because like someone could have left the stove on, or you never know what they're cooking up in that kitchen. So.
How do you feel emotionally about it?
Oh, nervous. A bunch of houses have blew up before, and it's like, and now it's in our neighborhood.
Yeah, well, I was just feeling rather nosy. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of speculation going on at the moment in the neighborhood. You know, the second the sirens came on, everyone in the neighborhood was, you know, little FBI junior.
You know, what's interesting is that y'all heard the sirens, but you didn't hear any type of explosion?
No, nothing. No, my mom called me and she was like, yeah, there's an explosion in the neighborhood down the street. And I was like, no way.
Around what time did you start hearing the sirens?
I'll have to ask my mom. About like
You called me like right after.
like maybe an hour ago.
Okay, understood. Well, I'm glad y'all are safe. The scooters were a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
We chose the scooters because I wanted to be nosy and I wanted to pop by and look around without making it too obvious I was being nosy, but I did a terrible job at that because I told everyone I was being nosy.
Well, thanks guys so much for your time. I appreciate it. Get home safe. I'm glad you guys are okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you guys later.
We're gonna go back over there where we were.
You're gonna get VR?
Right here? You want to stand right here? Because I can get you like...
Did you get this text?
No.
It was like a symphony. It was like me, then Amanda, then me.
Alright, I just sent it. Tell me if you get it. Alright, no problem.
they're not going to do a
Check 1, 2.
presser.
Yes, I can. Check 1, 2.
They refused to do a presser. They're giving us almost no information, but the information we did get, we just started pressing the lieutenant, and essentially he told us that some of the homes that were evacuated have been able to return. They're not going to have a presser tonight. They might send out a press release tomorrow. They don't know what the cause is. They couldn't tell us where the house.
So what do we have? Just
We have nothing.
explosion?
Yeah, we have nothing.
Explosion.
Yep.
We don't know if there's people injured or died.
Exactly.
We don't know if it's a gas. Or
Yep.
okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Wish I could give you more. That's what they gave me.
It's like
Yeah.
a puzzle. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Hi, can anyone hear me?
Would we be able to get it by 10 for live shots?
Possibly. We'll see.
Yeah. We all got to go live right at 10, so yeah, that'd be great. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 houses over.
Next to the for sale home, or is it?
Not for sale. We're going the one next to it. Here. There's officers here. We're gonna go tape it off real quick. And if you guys hang out, we'll get you all in a second, okay?
Thank you.
Sorry, it's 9 feet.
Y'all just stay in that driveway for now, okay?
Okay.
So it's that way.
The one closest, they're about to tape it off, so you can get view of that. Dylan, you're called on IFB, right?
Yes.
Can you hear them?
Can anyone hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can anyone hear my FB?
Hey guys, come here. Y'all come up here. Right here. Okay.
Thank you.
Your house in question is the one with the garage door open.
Okay.
Right.
Right here, Dylan.
Y'all do me just a favor, just stay right here, please.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Can I stand off that way?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But if once again, just these people's driveway about right here, if you don't
Okay.
mind, please. Thanks,
Oh,
guys.
so we can't go any closer?
If you just do me a favor, just right here, okay? And I'm gonna be honest with you, we're not finished doing our job yet, so we got some more stuff going on. Plus, okay. Thanks, guys.
Did
Appreciate
it happen in the garage, or like why is the garage door open? If I can.
I have no idea.
Okay, got you. Just wanted to ask.
I
Thank
would
you.
assume the homeowner left it open. That's just an assumption.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No, ma'am, not right now. No, I was just trying to
He
keep
let us get
people-
here so we can see them closing off the house, and it's the house with the garage door open. I asked why it's open. He didn't tell me.
No, no. Okay, thank you.
That one?
No va a hablar nadie, no.
The one with the garage door open.
I know.
Let me look at your.
No, parece. No,
Yeah, that one.
falsa alarma. No, sí. Me habían como que dicho que sí, pero no.
Can you get the?
No, no hay confirmación.
Get the police officer. To the left. Can anyone hear Dylan's IFB? Apologies, everyone. I left the IFB in the car.
I heard Walt at one point.
Dylan, can you take a few steps back so I can stand here? Because they don't want us to go further than this and I don't want to upset them. I didn't bring my lipstick. I didn't bring my IFB. We're just trying our best out here.
Abby, I don't know if Excelsior can hear me, to be honest.
It's because you're talking into the IFB and I don't think they're listening to they hear me on my microphone. Hi, everyone. I do not have my IFB with me, unfortunately, so Dylan will be queuing me. Can you put the phone to your ear? Because that's how you're going to know to queue me. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're on 7526. So just keep it. What did he say?
If y'all want to get up a little closer on the sidewalk across, you're more than welcome to. I needed to wait until we got the crime scene tape up so my detectives knew exactly what they're working with. So if y'all want to go on the sidewalk a little bit closer up there.
Sorry, we're about to go out here. Is it okay if I stay here?
Absolutely, I'm just trying to get you a little closer.
You said right here?
Yes,
Okay. Thank you.
trying to help you guys out. That's all.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Stand by, Abby.
I am, Dylan. If you need a more, move this way. Yeah, Walt, we're on Hilltop Climb Drive in Leander, where just moments ago, officers allowed us to get closer to where that home explosion happened. You can see it's right behind me. Police, again, just moments ago, blocking off this area with caution tape. They have this entire front house where the explosion happened and a little bit into the street blocked off with caution tape right now. It's that home where the garage door is open. Again, just moments ago, we were able to move closer because for the majority of the evening, police had us on the corner of the street. They said we weren't allowed to get any closer because they were worried that not everything was contained. But we were able to finally take a few steps closer. I have to say there's a lot of limited information that we have right now. Here's what we're learning from Leander Police. A home explosion here happened. The call came in at about 7 p.m. Leander PD, Leander Fire responded, and they also told me they were working with another law enforcement agency, though they didn't tell me which exactly they were. They also told me that there were possible injuries, but they didn't want to confirm how many, the extent of the injuries. We know that several people in this area were evacuated from their homes. They said that some people have been able to return to their homes, but we don't know how many homes were exactly evacuated. Again, it is an active scene. It's in its very preliminary stages. Police are still active here working. They didn't tell me how long they'll be here, and they also said that Leander Fire will continue to be here, although there's not an ETA on when they will roll out. We've spoken to several neighbors in the area, and a lot of them say they didn't hear anything. They did not hear an explosion. There is not an odor of gas in the air, but we do still see a heavy law enforcement presence. Here to the right of me, you can see there's a group of Leander police officers gathering. We just heard from Lieutenant Mike Moeller saying that they've been here since 7 o'clock. There's also Leander Fire right there. Lieutenant Mike Moeller said that they are going to continue to be here for at least the next couple of hours, but didn't give me an ETA on when they will roll out. We also see a Cedar Park command truck. This is the first time that we're seeing that truck right now, so we can assume that that's one of the law enforcement agencies that's working alongside Leander Police. But of course, we will bring you updates both on air and online as soon as information becomes available, although we don't intend or expect to have a press conference later tonight. Reporting live in Leander, Abigail Velez, CBS Austin News. Are they going to come back to me?
Are they going to come back to us? Okay. So next time we're going to go to SOT when she comes back?
I want to go across the street though. That's a better shot. Okay, let's go. Oh wait, let's let this Tesla go. Are you gonna go or not?
I don't think the Tesla knows where it's going. Looks like. And it's locked, baby. Cool. Let's go to the side. My phone's gonna fall.
Where is it?
It's on the camera battery.
I don't see it. I just keep. Oh, I see it. Okay, go. This is a good shot.
Tonight we are tracking very heavy rain that has fallen in parts of the area already, and the promise of potentially even more, which has prompted some flood concerns as we head through July night into July morning. So sticking to the land right now, we have a flood advisory that expands.
This one or this one? Can't tell.
Well, just look at the number.
Oh. 2236.
Yeah, home explosion, but they're not telling us what caused it. You guys did right now? Oh, and you just got home. You didn't hear anything? Like you didn't. Yeah. He didn't tell you that this was happening? He wanted to scare you. He was like, we're not going to tell him.
Yeah, we saw all these cop cars, we saw something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the house where. Do you know the neighbors there? Do you know your neighbors?
I don't know if this one. I know the one down, but one down is my friend. But I don't know.
Do you ever see anyone come in and out of here?
Outside. Is it running?
Really?
What exploded exactly?
They're not telling us. They're not saying what caused the explosion, what exploded, but
Like a loud noise.
no, nobody. Well, I don't know. I wasn't here, but the people that I've talked to say they haven't heard anything. So we don't know exactly what it could have been. We don't know. They evacuated some of. Sorry. Scared me. They evacuated some of the homes in the area. Some have been able to return. They didn't evacuate your dad? That is so funny. He's just a chill guy for real. It's hilarious. Oh, well, I'm glad you guys are safe. This must be crazy. Are you guys all friends?
Yeah.
Oh, fun. So you guys are just here along for the ride. You're like, what's going on? Oh my gosh. Oh, well. What a time for all of your friends to come to your house. That's hilarious. Well, I'm glad you guys are. I know, the perfect day for everyone to be here.
How long have y'all been here?
I've been here since maybe no.
7?
No, maybe 8:45. I think
Yeah, I don't think my dad knows what's going on. I don't think he looked outside.
Yeah, I think 8:45. The call came in at 7, so they got here around 7. We got here like maybe an hour and a half after. Tell him to look out his window. Well, nice talking to you guys. I'm happy you guys are safe. Yeah, bye. Hi. I know, me again. Hi. I will find. So weird. Yeah. Mi español es muy pocho. Soy del Paso, Texas y... Ay, no. Toda mi familia habla español. Yo no. Bien pocho. No, you're not. Yeah, English is perfect. I don't, it doesn't even look like anything. Yeah, this is the house. This is the house. Me too. Or I was thinking down here, but no, it's this house and look, it looks normal. Dylan, can I have the keys to your car? Do you want me to bring your chair?
What?
Your chair?
Where's my car?
I'm gonna go down and I'll take it.
Give it to me.
Luca, can you hear me?
Okay. Great job, sir. Great work.
Dude, I love you for the energy you always have. It's awesome. You always have the best energy.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Well, that's the only way you have to go about this business.
No, feels good.
I know. Positive, thank you, yeah, job.
You knew Eddie, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you and Eddie did the same line. do that delineation. Where's the outlet here? That's the one. Should we be careful that
Oh, they said no. They said they're from Oh, okay. Chairs. What do you guys gotta do now?
they want us here until 12.
Oh, you work in Sherman. Oh, wow. Honestly. Yeah, you're
Y'all wanna
As soon as the fire goes in, I can confirm some things that we don't. Once again, I didn't know for sure, so I'm not going to tell y'all stuff I didn't know. So once the fire goes in and we do our preliminary search with crime scene stuff, I should be able to give you a little bit more information at that point. Okay, which should satisfy you guys tonight. But what, like I said, I know what social media put out there. I want to be able to confirm or not confirm what social media was put out there. Okay, that makes sense, guys.
What time is fire going in?
Waiting on my crime scene to get here another 15 minutes or so. I don't know how long that's going to take them inside though, so that's the unknown. That's the X factor right there.
You said a crime scene is coming?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So once they get here, I mean, I don't know how long they're going to take to get in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could I get you to? Can I give my art station's email to send any updates you have?
So you got me email. Yeah. Just.
Do I have your email? I don't
Yeah,
have your
we've
number.
corresponded.
You know. And you just called me on the phone,
Ouch.
Lauren.
I know, I have your number, but for email,
Yeah.
because I don't get paid for overtime, so I think
Gotcha.
I'm going to call it a night.
All right.
Oh, yes, okay.
You know, M. Moeller?
M. Moeller at Leander.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will tell them to be in touch with you if you'll
Sounds good.
that'd be great. Thank you
Probably
so
won't
much.
be tonight. I'm probably going to go straight home after this because I'm tired.
Okay.
Because we had our Liberty Fest thing here in town. That
Oh,
got
yeah.
canceled. So luckily that got canceled. So all my resources came over here. So, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
crime scene's on the way. Fire will go in.
Yeah.
Y'all will do what you do best and then come out here and then we can press you again.
I will give you information about that. You don't have to press me. I'll give it to you.
Thank you. Okay, perfect.
So
Well,
that's what I'm saying though. But the X factor is I don't know how long they're going to be in there doing their jobs.
yeah. At the absolute maximum, when you think to yourself, okay, this has been a long time.
I can't. I'm not. Once again, I'm not going to put a time limit on my guys to do their
Okay.
job.
Of course,
They do
of
it
course.
thoroughly.
Okay. Thank you for putting me in place. I appreciate you.
I'm not putting you in place. I'm just giving you honest answers. Just giving you
She
honest.
needs to be humbled,
Just
sir.
giving you honest
Okay,
answers.
first
She's
of all.
got.
I just want to say bye.
Bye, Lauren. Good to see you.
Great seeing y'all out.
Hey, congrats, by the way.
Congratulations.
Exciting.
Out of all of your girlfriends?
That's your
Sorry. You want to walk with me?
What's the girl's car?
I'm going to get my coffee and a chair so we can head out.
That's the
But thank you.
chairs. Plural. Let me.
You
Hold on.
have a chair.
I'm going to
Oh,
check.
you have the stool though.
Let me call him.
Oh, okay.
I'll take the stool. You take the chair. How about that?
Wait, you have a chair in your car, right?
Yeah, the chair's in the back. In the back.
You have like a pull-up chair, right?
All right.
You have like a little camping chair.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
I
and I'll also have a camping chair in my back.
do.
I have a...
I influence you.
No, first of all... I mean, I had an exciting 5 weeks. I got tear gas my second week on the internship. No, that was the one before that. That was right before that. Yeah. And then the King's protest was that Saturday, and then there was another like a demonstration for people voting that. Awesome. But that one was like chill. Mondays was the craziest. Isn't that hilarious? Like unexpectedly. Yeah. I'm guessing you had the story all ready to go and everything. And then just happened. My last real
Cierro, Paco, aquí estoy de vuelta contigo, con todo el auditorio en esta zona que continúa sumamente Yeah.
What kind of explosion?
We don't know all the details.
Oh my.
So it happened there.
Oh my.
That's the dream.
Okay. Where's lunch? Where's lunch?
He's over there. They're gonna take his shot. They said your shot's darker. they've been usually stationary, so that way you can float around during the week.
Okay.
you? Dylan Yola.
No crime scene yet.
So just to be clear, 11, and then Dylan not being here till. Okay. Awesome. All right. Cool. All right. Thanks for stopping. Talk to you later. By the way, because of a Facebook photo or something. Oh, yeah. We'll get it before. Abby's dismissing plain sight. Hey, a journalist installation.
Oh my goodness. Y'all good?
Nice job. That camera. Not us. Excelsior goes, Dylan. It was like, don't worry, it wasn't Dylan. It was Dylan.
It's never
Like,
been
it's not
me.
Dylan. Dylan's pissed.
It's never been me, Excelsior.
But, okay, well, we'll just keep you updated. Good night.
Later, Dino.
Bye.
Yes. Three? Hold on, hold on. We throw
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Can you turn gnats off? I have my mic on, but it still sounds distant.
You're delayed. Go ahead.
Okay, gnats are off. Mic is on.
You're good.
Hi everyone, this is Abigail Velez with CBS Austin News. Thanks for tuning in to our live stream. We are streaming on cbsaustin.com, on Facebook and YouTube. I want to give you an update of what's been happening tonight. CBS Austin has been on the scene in Leander on Hilltop Climb Drive, where Leander police say that a home explosion happened. That home was identified just moments ago as this home right behind me. This is 2236 Hilltop Climb Drive. I want my photographer to zoom into what police is looking at right now. We know that they have crime scene investigators arriving momentarily. Right now, they are taking out what it looks like tools to help with this investigation. Just again, moments ago, they identified this house right behind me as the house that suffered that explosion. We know that the call came in at around 7 o'clock tonight. Shortly thereafter, police evacuated some homes in the area. We learned that some of the homes that were evacuated, the people have been able to return, but some are actually still asked to stay outside of their homes. We talked to people who live nearby, and they say that they didn't hear a loud boom. They actually didn't hear anything at all. At least that's what we've heard from people living even just a few doors down from this home that suffered that explosion. But we've talked to fire and police officials who say they're not exactly sure, and they're still investigating the cause and what exactly this explosion was and the size of the explosion. You can see that fire marshals right here are taking photos of the exterior of the house. We have Leander fire marshals. They're setting up, taking photos of this right now. And it was just maybe about 15 minutes ago that we learned crime scene investigators are on their way. We can presume that it's turning into a crime scene investigation. We don't know who lives here, whether or not the people who do live here were evacuated. We're also seeing disaster relief arriving on scene. The American Red Cross just got here. Several neighbors are on the side of the street just watching as this investigation unfolds. I spoke with Lieutenant Mike Moeller from Leander Police, who tells me that he is, again, still in the early preliminary stages of this investigation, but he can tell me that multiple law enforcement agencies are here working alongside Leander Police, although he didn't want to tell me which law enforcement agencies that were. But we did see Cedar Park police cars on the scene not too long ago. They have since cleared out. The majority of the fire trucks that we saw here earlier have also since cleared out. but essentially we have very little details. Police told us they're not going to be having a press conference tonight. They might send out a press release tomorrow, but we're hoping after crime scene investigators go inside of the house and the fire marshals investigate inside of the house that they'll be able to come out and we can press them for more questions. Some questions that are still on my mind: did anyone suffer any injuries? We know that people were evacuated, but they are saying that they weren't sure if people were injured. They don't know. So I definitely want to get that cleared up. Was anyone injured? I also want to get cleared up where exactly did this explosion happen? Because when you look at the home right behind me, the garage door is open, but everything looks somewhat untouched. We know that investigators were rummaging through those 2 garbage bins that are in the garage, and they were really digging into the trash that was there and the recycling bin. They were in and out of the garage area, and the garage door has since been open. We also know that investigators were going into the backyard. They were coming in and out of that backyard. So we're still curious as to where this explosion happened. I know that more than likely we're not going to get a cause of the explosion until the investigation continues, and that could be possibly days. But for now, I'm very curious as to where in the house this happened, whether it was the backyard, maybe the kitchen. But again, we know that a cause, it could take a while to get that. It is interesting to me that crime scene investigators are arriving because prior to this, we only saw police and fire. So the fact that crime scene investigators are on their way, again, allows me to believe that perhaps this could turn into a crime scene investigation in just mere minutes. Again, we're going to stay here on the scene and we're going to continue to press police for answers. A lot of the neighbors in this area tell me they are confused. And the danger with that is that speculation has begun. On social media, neighbors are talking, and essentially they're again not understanding what's happening here because they haven't had a lot of correspondence from law enforcement officials, and neither have we. But we're hoping that after investigators do their job, Lieutenant Mike Moeller with Leander Police said, give my boys some time to investigate, completely understand and respect. So we're going to stay here, see what they find out, see what they can give us. Hopefully we get some more answers for you. But I was tuning into our own live stream on Facebook, and I know there was a lot of questions, so I just kind of wanted to answer that a little bit. A few more observations before I tag out. There's not a scent in the air. It doesn't smell like smoke. It doesn't smell like gas. There has not been a scent in the air, for the entirety that we've been here. We've been here since about 8 o'clock. We know that the call came in at 7, and we haven't smelled anything peculiar in the air. We know that neighbors didn't hear a loud boom. So a lot of questions still on the mind. Fire marshals still taking photos, investigators still taking photos of the entrance of this home. Again, this is raising a lot of suspicion for us. We also know that several other fire marshals are setting up tripods and cameras as they take photos of the exterior of this house before they enter and investigate even further. Lieutenant Mike Moeller with Leander Police still here, and he's going to be the one to be giving us an update, hopefully within the hour. But investigators are still trying to get into the home, and you can see they're walking in right now. So we are seeing that some movement is happening with this investigation. Just a little while ago, they were rummaging through the garage. Now they're going in through the front door. We haven't seen any occupants of the house, which is interesting. Whether they were here earlier or not is to be known. We don't know if anyone was in the house when the explosion happened, but the lights are off. Investigators just entered. So essentially, that's what we're looking at so far. My photographer, photojournalist Dylan Moen, is getting his move on. He's going to give you a closer look at what is happening out here. Photos are still being taken, evidence still being gathered. We're waiting for those crime scene investigators to enter the residence. We've seen several law enforcement units still here on the scene. Fire trucks have since left, but again, still an active presence. I just wanted to give everyone a heads up who is watching our stream. I know that there were a lot of questions, so I just wanted to clear that. Okay. American Red Cross is here. I see that they're trying to get in touch with somebody, but anyways, I hope that cleared up any confusion, any questions that you all had. Here was an update. Again, my name is Abigail Velez with CBS Austin. Please continue to watch our live stream. We're bringing you live updates online right now, and hopefully we will get an update from police soon. Of course, we will continue to stream, so we'll have that update as soon as we get it. You can see the fire marshal entering the backyard, and we have seen a lot of police officers, even fire a little bit earlier, going through this backyard. So I'm definitely going to ask about that if we have the opportunity to press police for questions. I'm definitely going to ask what the activity was in the backyard, as well as if they found anything in those garbage bins in the garage, because they were rummaging through those for quite a bit. We don't really know anything about these homeowners. I asked neighbors in the area, do you know your neighbors? Have you ever seen them? And most of them told me no. So a lot of unanswered questions tonight. Again, thanks for watching our stream. I'm Abigail Velez. We'll be sure to bring you updates as soon as we have them.
Hey team.
Hi.
We're called a little late.
Yes, ma'am.
But we come to provide canteening for the first responders.
Oh, wow.
And you guys are part of the first responders.
Oh my God.
So please feel free. We have some barbecue over there. And again, we're kind of late. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no,
we got the call late, and I don't know. I just got here and he's setting it up. But please.
Thank you.
Please.
Do you have water by chance?
Probably so.
Okay.
I will go check. I just need to let.
I'll tell them.
Would you? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We
Yeah.
appreciate you
Remember
so
Red
much.
Cross here doing canteen.
Thank you. Can I ask for your name?
Alice Smith.
Alice. Nice to meet you. I'm Abigail. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've got a big bag of water bottles. Bring them over.
You have water?
Yeah. And I got your food. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You look handsome. Not sure if you heard that, but American Red Cross is here, and they have food for you.
Super nice.
I know.
I'm full, but that's super
So sweet. I'm so happy.
Hello stream. We are just cleaning this lens here. I already just gulped one down. The only thing I worry about with this is I gotta figure out a way to put this on and the light stays. Oh, this could be doable. Oh no. Let's wait for a second. Let me at least put this on. I just need to like, well, this bottom part has to be. Give me just a minute. I'll actually put this on. I'm just gonna wrap this under it. So I take the belt. No, she wants to go. Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you. Let's take it off. I've never done this. Debatable. Actually, Abby, it is the priority. Okay. What a day, y'all. What a day. Let me turn that off. I will not let the chat suffer. You all good, Abby? Well, okay, then I got shots of it.
You're gonna see him put stuff anywhere in his wet card.
How long y'all gonna be here? Are you still rolling, Dylan?
I'm screaming, but I'm not rolling. But so they can hear what we're saying. I have to make that absolutely clear. Yeah, I'm gonna go check out what they got.
Actually, yeah. We don't know. When, let me tell you what happened. So we got there around like
No, let's
8 p.m. And they were really fast. Real. We were at the very top. And I just, they just happened. I was like, hey. I was like, to the station. They were like, what do you want? Like, they were like, yeah, literally. And I was like, oh, so I can't? They were like, no, you can't. And so, anyways, I was like, well, why? One day. When I down the street, which actually was a better view than up here. Because up there was a view. Down here. So the meeting is here is better. And so
was. You're not wrong.
We're still up on Leander, but
I'm better.
60% the bad thing is though.
I have spare battery.
Oh, sweet. I think because we need to go. Obviously, when we get this an update, we're gonna have to feel like. Wow. Oh my god.
There was a battery on this thing, right? Where was it?
Is there not?
Left it, I had it on there so it wasn't being wet. I'm gonna put your bag over the What? Yeah, you gave your umbrella away. Gabby, that was your umbrella. Yeah, no, you gave that to me. Left it in my car for a long time. It's fair. Use.
If I knew that, I would have given it away.
So you only gave it away because you thought it was mine?
Here. It's the Abby tax.
You owe me an umbrella.
I owe you a cold meal slap. I owe you a knuckle sandwich.
Can you park near my car?
He parked on the corner of Joe and Mama.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Alright, no cameras, I'll just give you an update, alright?
No cameras.
No cameras.
Alright.
Alright. What I was waiting to confirm was whether there was an explosion or there was not an explosion.
Oh.
Okay? What we have is we have a fire inside the residence. We have one deceased male. But it definitely was not an explosion. And nobody else, none of the neighbors or anybody else is in danger. Nobody else is in the house. One victim. I'm not going to release his information right now because we haven't notified all of his family. Okay? Some family has been notified, not all families. I would respect the wishes, but you guys can understand. So that's where we're at right now. Obviously, my crime scene, the fire marshal is still doing that thing, but I can't confirm 100% with not explosion. One male.
Whether or not you can say, are you willing to tell us that there may have been thoughts of an explosion?
Yeah, where did that go?
Just the initial officers when he arrived on the scene, he saw what he saw, pulled out, you know exactly what we had, so that's where that assumption came from.
Not from a call or anything.
I'm sorry?
Not from a call.
No,
Okay,
absolutely
okay,
not, no.
Okay.
No, that explains I know.
Yes,
Right.
exactly, exactly. Mark's still in the
That it has turned into a crime investigation.
I mean, when we don't know the exact cause, it is a criminal investigation.
Okay.
Until we are proven otherwise. I will answer that out. How about that?
Okay, clever.
Is there anybody else in the house?
I have no idea. All I know is that there's only one deceased man outside.
The consequence it's always treated as a crime.
I'm sorry?
It's always treated.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We always take that route until we're proven otherwise.
So guys, the second murder is otherwise.
Yes. Yeah. I put that on social media.
So it is safe out there.
Oh, absolutely. No danger.
And then you lastly, sorry, that happens.
Yeah, it's caution based on the social media. They're going to do this.
And the fire was lit when officers left.
Good.
Thank you. I tried.
So again, we'll know more information as the night goes on and stuff. So as far as exact cause of death and all that kind of stuff, we're going to wait till the autopsy is done. We'll investigate. As far as the exact cause of the fire, still don't know. We're investigating that. So again, about to get more rain. Want to give you guys some information so you won't be sitting there as well.
Lieutenant, thank you for putting up with my interview.
No problem.
For clarification, fire was out. Thank you so much. I
All right,
appreciate
guys,
you.
good night.
Thank you too. Dylan, are we still streaming?
But my battery, when I put it in battery,
Okay. Are we up streaming though?
I'm just saying my batteries are running low.
I thought you replaced the battery.
No, I haven't replaced that one yet.
Hey, are you still in the office? Are you still at the station? Are we still streaming?
We are.
Online?
Just give me a minute, okay, honey?
I know. Okay, I'm about to give an update. Okay. Official update. Yeah, well, he didn't want to go on camera. I think that's probably the one with the wording there. He said no cameras, so, yeah.
It was rolling though.
Yeah, okay, I'm about to go live. Okay. Will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
That is bad. Oh my god. I don't know how much my camera battery has though.
Okay, well, let's just do this. Keenan, will you get my work phone? I think I was taking notes on my work phone and I left it on the chair. I'll switch you. Okay. Let me know when we're framed up. You. Hi everyone, Abigail Velez with CBS Austin here. We've been in Leander off of Hilltop Drive. We've been here since about 8:30 tonight, and we just got an update from police. We spoke with Leander Police Lieutenant Mike Moeller, who actually gave us a stunning update. Turns out there was no explosion here. The reason why they thought this was an explosion was because when officers initially arrived on scene, they assumed that an explosion had taken place, and they sent that alert. And of course, police presence responded, assuming that an explosion had happened. We were able to confirm that an explosion did not take place tonight. But what we do know is a fire inside of the residence actually happened. It happened in the living room of the residence. What time? We don't know. Another shocking update is they were able to confirm to us that a deceased male was found inside of the home. They told me that when officers arrived, they had noticed that the fire was already on its way out, and they had noticed that the male had been deceased. We don't know how long he had been dead for, but officers did tell me that he unfortunately passed away. We don't know the cause of the fire. And of course, we told you earlier that crime scene investigators were here looking into this home. The reason being is Lieutenant told us that they're always going to treat a deceased person investigation as if it was a crime scene until they find a cause of death with an autopsy. Again, we don't know how long that person has been dead for. No one is in danger, they said. That they also said that they couldn't tell us if anyone has been in custody. They don't know if foul play was involved, but no one is in danger, and they assured us of that. No one else was in the house, so we just know it was that one deceased male that was inside of the home when officers arrived. The fire was on its way out. No explosion had taken place. Officers say that it's still, again, in the preliminary stages of the investigation. They couldn't confirm that, again, foul play was involved, but still, we have crime scene investigators, fire marshals, Leander Fire, Leander Police. We also had Cedar Park Police investigating the death here in this residence. What's shocking, really, is that no explosion really happened, and of course, that one deceased person inside of the home. We just got that update, I would say, about 5 minutes ago from Leander Lieutenant Mike Moeller. He said that he'll be able to send out a press release tomorrow with more details. He also didn't give us any information on that deceased person. We don't know an age. We don't know race, ethnicity. We also don't know if he was the owner of this home. He said that he's notifying all next of kin so that they are aware that this person has passed away. But until all members of his family are notified, then he will go. Are you talking to me?
Say the last part again. Mic guy, go ahead.
Am I back up?
Your mic guy. I got your that's on. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry, just keep speaking.
Okay. I've been able to talk to neighbors in the area, and they tell me that the person who lived here, again, we don't know if that's the deceased person or not, but the person who lived here, they described that person as reserved really to themselves. They didn't really see him enter in and out of the residence. One thing that I had noticed is crime scene investigators were rummaging through the recycling bin and the trash can inside of the garage. I asked officers if there was a reason why. They said that, of course, they're doing their due diligence as they look into this investigation, but that's all the information that we have tonight. It was really quite a turn of events. When we arrived here, we assumed that it was an explosion because Leander Police had initially told us that it was a home explosion investigation. If you're just joining us, officers say that they initially labeled this as a home explosion because when the first officers arrived on scene, what they saw inside the home led them to believe that an explosion had taken place. We now know that it was a fire that was already on its way to being put out. And once the fire was out, investigators found one deceased male in the living room. That's also where the fire took place. We have no information on that deceased person's identity. We also don't know if he was a resident of the home. Neighbors here, again, are still watching as this investigation unfolds. We don't know an ETA of how long investigators will be here. We know that the homes that were evacuated, residents have been able to return. But I can imagine it's quite shocking news for people in the area to hear that a deceased person is in their neighborhood when the initial thought was that it was a home explosion. No home explosion has taken place. We know there was a fire and now a death investigation with crime scene investigators here. They couldn't confirm if foul play was involved. They couldn't confirm if a suspect is in custody. We don't know the cause of death, but essentially that's what we're looking at right now. Thank you so much for tuning into this live stream on CBS Austin. Of course, we're going to continue bringing you updates both on air and online as we get them. For now, this is what we know, and if we get a press release tomorrow, of course, we'll be sure to update you. Thanks so much for tuning into this stream, and again, we'll bring you updates as soon as we have them.
It's crazy.
question.
No, it never is.
I swear this is just one more.
It really is one more.
Everyone's getting mad at me because I didn't ask the first one. And you might not have an answer for me.
What's up? I do.
I knew it. Okay. So close. So close. Anyways.
More information to come.
Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Y'all be careful. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
What do you say?
Put on a Tommy.
Wait, he's new?
Yeah, I was like, he was like, we'll do it on the hold it before it was an explosion. He was like, dang it.
Like, what did the person say? Jesus, Abby.
They missed you. They kept talking about you. Dylan, can we record your social?
On your phone?
Yeah.
Sure.
All you have to do is hold the camera and point it at
I know. Now turn on your light.
Yeah, just light and camera.
Oh, you want it recorded on both the camera
No. I just need the light.
Oh. Well, people are going to see you doing this social.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on, I'm getting a little eepy. Can you do it cinematic, perhaps? Cinematic mode?
Doesn't
Well,
it
which-
blur the background?
Well, I'll
This,
move
your
out
phone
of the
doesn't
way.
have cinematic.
Wow.
I will send it to you.
No, just record
Well,
out.
I have it on my
No,
phone.
Demo. Well,
I have
Keenan says that's a bad idea, so just do it regular video.
Why?
Because it'll blur the background. And
Oh, it is a bad
just do it on that. No, I don't want my personal. Just do it my personal has a bad
People on the
camera.
stream can see
Why?
you being frantic about this.
It's because my personal
Why can't
phone.
Demo see your personal phone?
My personal phone has a bad camera. It's permanently blurry. Clean off the lens because it'll have astigmatism lens.
Oh my god, it doesn't. Actually does.
The pictures you sent out from yesterday's homicide investigation.
We're
with the
so annoyed by
astigmatism.
that.
It was just so funny. I was like, Dylan POV.
Bruh. Alright. Come on.
Why are they stabbing it? You're checking gas lines? Okay, let me know when.
3, 2, 1.
After hours of investigating what we initially thought was a home explosion, we learned that this is actually a deceased person investigation. I'm Abigail with CBS Austin. I'm here in Leander tonight, where since 7 o'clock, Leander Police and Leander Fire have been investigating a home on Hilltop Drive in Leander, and we learned that it actually was not a home explosion. Now we're learning that it was a fire that took place in the living room, and just moments ago we were able to confirm that a deceased male was also found in the living room. Now we have very limited information, but here's what we know so far from Leander Police. We know that the call came in at about 7 o'clock. Officers responded, so did Leander Fire. They entered the home and they were able to investigate what they knew so far. Initial officers thought that it actually was a home explosion, and that's why we were able to notify the public that a home explosion had taken place. And again, we got that update at around 10 p.m. tonight. No. What time is it?
11:30.
Around it.
Let's do it again.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I got the time wrong. When did I just talk to Mike Muller? Like at 11? When did I talk to Mike?
Say 11:20.
Yeah, around 11.
Okay. Let me lock in. Hold on.
Lock in, girl. 3, 2.
Hold on. What am I gonna say?
I'm Abigail Velez, CBS Austin News.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
After hours of assuming that this would sorry. It's always the first take is the best. Okay, just do it again.
3, 2, 1.
After hours of law enforcement responding what they thought was a home explosion, we learned that this is actually a deceased person investigation. I'm Abigail Velez with CBS Austin News, and I'm in Leander tonight, where we actually learned in this house behind me, a deceased person has been found, and also what police thought was initially a home explosion turned out being a fire in the living room. When they investigated the fire, that's when they found a deceased man inside of the house. We have very limited information from Leander police, but this is what we know so far. The call came in at about 7 o'clock, and when officers first responded, they entered the house, and what they saw led them to believe that a home explosion had taken place. After that, Leander Fire responded, also Cedar Park Police responded, and they blocked off the entire area here in Leander. What street are we on? Hilltop? Sorry.
Think 1 minute. People
Abigail
will be
Velez in
lost.
Leander, hours after calling this a home explosion, police now say no explosion occurred, but they did find a dead man inside.
Kenny, do you want to speak?
Yeah, I'll do it. They broke out in the living room. They're investigating. They're still treating this as a criminal investigation, but at this time they haven't determined what caused the fire, what caused the
Okay, what do you want me to say?
I'm Abigail Velez in Leander, where hours after saying that an explosion happened at this house, police are now saying no explosion happened, but they did find a dead man inside.
Okay, let's do it.
Fire broke out.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then just say everything we don't know.
Okay.
Think 1 minute.
Okay, let's do it.
People will not watch longer. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Abigail Velez in Leander. Wait, what do I say?
We're hours after police told us.
Okay, let's do it.
Hours after police told us an explosion happened at this home, they now say no explosion happened.
Okay,
They find
got you.
a dead man inside.
We're hours after law. Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Abigail Velez in Leander, where hours after law enforcement tells us a home explosion happened in this house behind me, we actually learned that it's a deceased person investigation. A fire actually happened, and when investigators went into the house, they found a deceased male. We still don't have a lot of information. Police say that they're investigating this with crime scene units, and they're also still trying to find out if foul play was involved. We don't know if that deceased male was the owner of the home. We do know that several homes were evacuated early. I don't even want to do it anymore. No! Are you guys listening to me? I thought I wasn't being that loud.
You are, Abby. Okay. It's not like this is the 7th, 8th date.
Yesterday was worse. Yesterday I took like 7. You know what's crazy?
Thank God I wasn't there.
You know what's crazy is why can I do a live shot but I can never record videos for social? Is that interesting? Uh-oh. I don't. Ew, I look terrible. Actually, thank God we're not going to record that.
It looks great.
No, it looks really bad. I'll record the video too.
I have no idea how much battery life.
You have no idea?
No idea.
Ew, it's horrible that I don't have lipstick on. It's horrible we don't have lipstick on.
watching them play.